Audio Jungle.
Hey everyone, welcome to Lifegasm with Elle. And this week we have a little bit of a juicy topic, which I think will become juicier by the minute. Can women and men be friends without being intimate?
Mm-hmm.
Like intimate friends without being intimate. And we have tonight in the studio, a talent producer is sitting at the table.
Oh,
Lili Lightning. Woo! We're also going to get an opinion from Andrew, our producer, who is married.
Yep.
And we have our assistant.
Our production assistant.
Our production assistant, sorry,
G.
PA, Big G. And he is going to give us little tidbits on
college students.
In that world.
Yeah.
So let's start off with, do you think that men and women, I'm just going to ask your opinion, Lili.
Do I think men and women can remain friends?
Can be friends. In a really,
Yes.
they're best friends
Mhm.
platonically. And can they remain friends?
I
Without
personally
crossing the
believe
line and
they
having
can
sex.
because I do believe that they can. I think it's very hard if you're married. It's very hard
Right.
because of the jealousy piece. And if the woman, let's say a man has a woman friend and he's married, that wife better be very secure. If she's not, it usually never works. But
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
it's tough. If you have good communication, you can make anything work.
Okay. Good answer.
That was a great answer. That was a great start.
Wow.
you were nervous and you
you.
just
Look at
you
you.
smoked that
Thank
one.
you.
Look at you. Smoke.
Wow.
Cool.
Mm.
Okay.
It's gross.
Personally, from experience, I'm going to say, as a single woman, being friends with, let's say, a single man, because I'm friends with married men,
hmm
but they are men that I know the boundaries, obviously, and I'm not attracted to any of them sexually.
Because you are friends with a lot of married men.
I'm friends with a lot
How
of
do
married
you
men.
make that work?
Well, because I'm friends with the wife too.
That's
there you
different.
go.
That's the
Yeah,
piece.
it's different. That's the piece.
Mm.
Mhm.
Now, if I was just friends with, and this has happened years ago, a long time ago. I was friends with the married guy, but I didn't even know the wife. Like I barely knew her. I met her a couple times.
Right.
But he was the aggressor, let's say, and he wanted to cross the line.
Yeah.
And I was like,
obviously.
wait a minute. What? And I was young. So I had
know
no
why?
I had
I
no
don't know
idea.
why.
I had no idea. I was 21, maybe 22.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
How old was he?
He was a little bit older, not much, maybe
Okay.
20, 30-ish. 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not crazy,
No.
but had you been older, you probably would have picked up on the signs of
Yes.
why he was interested.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when it came to fruition where he was, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And I was actually attracted to him. He was hot.
Yeah.
So
he was really
she was
hot.
doing her Pepe Le
And I
Pew.
was
He was
young.
doing his. I don't know why.
And I was
Mhm.
young anyway. And
What
Well,
happened?
yeah.
So did
Yeah,
something
did.
happen?
yeah.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Did
Well,
she find
there.
I
out?
wasn't going to say it, but
Did
No,
she? No.
but
Okay. All right.
he ended up being a habitual cheater.
Oh, yeah. That
Oh,
makes sense.
Yeah.
okay,
So then
okay.
years later, I found out,
Yeah.
obviously. And,
Okay.
and it only happened once. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's married. I can't do this. Oh my God, what am I doing? Yeah. I was
Yeah, that's a
young
weird
and
one. That's a weird line to cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
I
Very.
Mm.
did that as a
Very.
young person, and yeah, it feels weird.
Yes.
Yeah, where get with somebody that's married, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Ugh, I shouldn't
No,
have done that."
yeah, I regret it. I
Yeah.
regret it. I did. Well, have no regrets, but I learned my lesson.
but one
I
or
know.
two.
Oh, one or two, but I learned my lesson from
There you
that.
go.
And now moving forward with me being friends with single straight guys,
Uh-huh.
Right.
heterosexual, I
There's
would
no way.
say that most of them, I mean, if they were attracted, not that I was attracted to them, but if they were attractive,
Mm-hmm.
it
I would think that 100% of the time that you
I would be friends with them, and it happened. I lived with I lived
Definitely.
with like 5 guys at once. When I first moved to Florida, and partying, and they were all, not all, but most of them were really attractive. But they were like
Yeah.
doing their own thing, and I was truly friends with them, especially one. He was like my best friend, but he was like my brother, and he was younger than me.
Yeah,
So it was a little different. And
sure.
I like took care of him, and I loved him, and to this day. However, there was one
you're still
roommate-
friendly with them.
Yeah, there was-
Never cross the line with him.
never. But I feel like I'm more mature and more in control of that than
I think that's
a
a
lot
big
of people.
I think that's a big part of it too, is the woman's perspective on it, because the
Yes.
guy is always going to be open to it no
Yes.
matter what
That's what-
happens.
Yes,
But if the woman puts
the
up
dirty
those,
dogs.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But if
dirty
the
dogs.
woman puts up those boundaries, they definitely have
They'll
a lot more
respect 'em.
control of
Yeah,
the situation, and the guy
And-
will respect it
Right.
and
Right,
kind
and
of
I
shut
always
that
had
off.
control of the situation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I didn't want to lose him as a friend. I never thought, I didn't think of him that way. I don't know if he did of me. I like to think he didn't, but maybe he did.
Right.
Yeah,
But then there was another roommate that we were friends, and really good friends, and then we ended up.
But does that put your heart in a position where
It was
is that hard for you?
It
it
was
is weird.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
difficult.
weird. I
Right.
didn't like it. It was
Yes.
weird. It was it ruined our relationship
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
eventually.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. It's also different, I guess, when you're younger too. I feel like
Yes.
as you get older, it
Yes.
becomes a lot more serious.
Serious.
Yeah, where you can't be.
You know
Can't
how
be-
to create boundaries
Yeah.
better. Your expectations are different. You're,
Yeah,
You know what was weird? Every time I used to
you're more
babysit
responsible.
younger,
You're more mature.
yeah, for sure.
out of all the families I babysat for, like 5 families, 3 of the fathers would hit on me.
Mhm.
Of course they
It's
would.
like that
Yeah.
was a fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
Oh.
That's funny.
Mm.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
But being married,
Mm-hmm.
Andrew,
Yes.
did you ever have any friends that were women?
Before I was married.
Well, let's start off.
Yeah,
hey,
start
sure,
off
why not?
before, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely
And?
have, but you're always
Wait,
as
you
a
always
guy,
wanted to fuck them.
yeah, not always, but like you're always open
they were
to
hot.
it. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, as a guy, I have women I work with that I'm like friendly with in a coworker way,
Yes.
but no, I don't have like female friends. I have female friends that are also married to like friends of mine. So when that's the thing. If the wife's involved,
Yes.
then you're all friends.
Yes.
Totally fine.
Totally fine.
But yeah, I feel like it would be weird for me to seek out, because I don't know where I would meet a woman for us to become friends at this point in my life. You know what I mean? Like, where am I
yeah.
going to meet
Right,
her?
he
That's
would be
true,
putting
too.
himself in a
I would be like,
situation.
yeah.
what are you doing there anyway?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so let's say you have friends that have female friends
Mm-hmm.
like this.
Mm-hmm.
Do they want to bang them?
My friends that have female friends? Yeah, I think they're always open to the possibility if it's there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that's so not my thing. I'm so not a cheater. Like, that's never been my thing. So I'm never really looking for that window.
Well, let's take sex out of the equation.
Okay.
And let's just say that you are friends with a woman.
Okay.
Do you think that is kosher?
Like a coworker.
Anybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
I
But
guess
do you
it
think
would
that's
be.
okay? Would that be okay with your wife? Do you think that's okay?
I think it would be okay with her. I think 'cause she's like super secure and she
Yes.
trusts me. But
Now-
I think there would always be some weirdness around it. Like, I couldn't be like, hey, I'm going to go get dinner with so and so.
Yes.
Like,
that's
that
what I
would be
mean.
weird. It would be a fucking date.
Right.
Like,
right.
yeah,
It's a
it would
date.
be
It's
weird.
a date.
Yeah.
And let's flip the switch. What
No.
if she had?
Nope. You don't even need to finish it. Nope.
I didn't finish
Nope.
the question.
Yeah,
Nope,
no. I know what you were going to
no.
say.
See,
Hey,
because
Andrew,
men
gonna-
know.
I'm
Because men are dirty
gonna
dogs
be-
and they
have a
know.
quick
Uh-huh.
bite.
Yeah.
What I will say though, she has a couple. I know her friend group now. She's still tight with her friends from college, and I know her friend group now, and they've kind of like brought me into their group. And there's a couple guys in that group that are still single, and I would not have an issue with her hanging out with them just because I've seen them all around each other, and there's no
and none of them are
sexual-
hot, probably.
and none of them are hot.
There
Yeah,
you
it's a
go.
big part of it.
There you go. See,
It is 100% part of it.
Of
If we can call a
Because if-
spade a
It
spade,
is.
yeah.
It
if there was a Brad Pitt lookalike, you'd be like, oh, you're not hanging out.
No, it's not happening. What are you
That's
talking
not
about?
right.
Yeah, no, that's definitely part of it for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. How about Big G from a college kid's point of view?
Yeah.
Because in college,
Because
I
they
feel
can, you
like-
can be friends with girls in
I
college and
feel
not
like
have it. You can be platonic
What?
friends in college.
I don't know.
Nowadays.
I don't know. Most of the guys I was
Orgy, are
with,
you
I
looking?
ended up sleeping with.
Or are you looking?
I feel like during college, like what Andrew said, I think the fact that guys are usually open to the opportunity still stands. I think that's a universal experience for a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, because I have a lot of female friends. Like I have a ton.
Okay.
And I don't see any of them that way, especially now that I'm with somebody. It's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my friend. But what I do find weird is just like being one-on-one with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I find
Yeah.
weird. I feel like
Awkward.
that's
Mhm.
You're not going to
That's what's
say,
up.
hey, let's go get a beer and watch the game
Yeah.
at a
Right.
sports bar.
Group hang totally
whatever.
different.
yeah,
Yeah.
group
One on
hang,
one.
100%.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And your girlfriend, would she be okay with you doing that? Or
Oh, just having like a group of friends. and
no,
stuff,
just
or
one.
No,
one
one-on-one.
on one.
Just one-on-one. This is actually a conversation we had talked about. I was like, I talked about boundaries. Like, it's always an important talk to
Yes.
have to talk about boundaries with
For sure.
your
Mhm.
partner,
You.
because I know that if I went on one-on-one, now it would feel weird. Not that I would want to do anything, but it'd
Mhm.
feel weird. It's just like the principle of the matter. It's like you're essentially on a date with said girl, and I don't know, she'd find it weird too.
Yeah.
Same way how I'd find it weird if she went one-on-one with one
That's
of her
weird.
guy friends.
Weird.
All right, cool. Well, that's it then. It's weird.
All right.
We've established
There you
Well,
go.
Now, let's bring because I say heterosexual friends because I have a lot of gay friends.
it. Mhm.
So of course they're not going to cross the line. Obviously, you being a gay woman, can you hang? Because I know if we had a gay man here, I know
What
what
is
the answer would be because they're dirty dogs. You got dog and dog.
Yeah,
you
a
know?
guy doesn't care if you're gay or straight,
Well, that too. Oh, that's another point. Exactly. There you go.
depending on what you look
Right.
like. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. So you as a gay woman, you have women friends,
Mhm.
obviously,
Yes.
and male friends,
Mhm.
but you don't want the male friends. Do you find it? Do you have boundaries with them? Do you like if they're hot? Do you
if
want,
I'm with somebody,
wait a minute. If they're hot,
they're hot,
Mm.
if I'm with somebody, and can I have a friend that's hot? No.
no, just
no.
no.
I'm gonna
even,
tell you right now. No.
no, even if you're single
Oh, can I have friends that are hot? I have a lot of friends that are hot.
and
If they would, oh yeah, I'm the same way that a guy would be with the hot friends.
Yeah.
ah,
And then I'm the same way.
right.
Interesting. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
If they open
I'm
that
not
door,
surprised by that.
it's like, yeah, oh,
If
I'll
they
take
open
care
that-
of you. Oh, can I let me brush your hair. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. I'll rub that. Oh, you don't. You sit. Oh, you sit. Sweet. Mm-mm. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Now, if
I
you
take
had a-
care of them.
If you had a girlfriend, you were in a relationship.
Oh, you cannot. I can't have a hot. I wouldn't put myself in a position where I would be out with another hot girl.
Yeah.
Really?
If
Oh.
she's
You're like a-
straight, does it
you're like a
matter?
If she's
Guy.
straight, because yeah, no, not because of me. I find some of the girls think it's funny. They'll come on to me like I have a lot of straight friends like that I used to play soccer with, and I go out with them now. It's like a big joke. Like they come. So I won't put myself in that situation with them if I'm with somebody.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've
'Cause it's
seen
like-
that happen.
Yes,
Yeah, we're
'cause
straight.
I'll be
girls will-
tempted.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Interesting.
wait.
Yeah.
Interesting. But what do you mean? So if they, you mean that they want to
Oh, yes.
play around.
My soccer friends, like that's why I didn't know I was into preferred women over men for years, because my soccer friends, it was fun. Like we would mess around.
Oh.
Mhm.
And then some of them
and it
ended
was
up
so great because
being with guys,
right, and some
Yeah.
didn't.
and some didn't. Okay.
No,
But it was great because I could have a boyfriend and go to soccer.
Yeah, that
a
rules.
fake boyfriend, really. I mean,
Well, I had
full boyfriend, even though it was a boyfriend.
he was my boyfriend, but
But
poor
you-
thing though, I treated him like I've I put him through hell, it would be like, I never wanted to be alone with him. And it was always uncomfortable for me. I didn't know what was the issue. And it was
Yeah.
always like, he's like, you want to go watch a movie in the room? And I'd be like, don't you want to rollerblade? No, no. I was like always uncomfortable with that. But yeah, if his sister, who I thought was so beautiful, does Paula need any help? Like I wanted to go and watch a movie with her. I
Right.
didn't want to.
That's so funny.
Oh, this is so good.
But this is still like, I had no idea.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I actually went to a therapist over it, and I talked to her for months, and she finally said, she goes, honey, you're going to have a family. It's just not going to be with a man. And I stormed out of there. You're awful. This is ridiculous. You don't know what you're talking about. And it was so blind to,
How old
What
were
I-
you?
this was 22, 23.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yes.
You didn't know you were gay until
No, I had no idea what was wrong with me. I just couldn't
What?
believe, like I was in love
There
with
was
this
nothing
girl I
wrong.
worked with at a daycare.
uh-huh.
And it was just like, I just wanted to be around her. I didn't know what was wrong. Like, that's when I started questioning, like, what is going on? Why?
Wow.
And Brian, he would come and he would bring me flowers, and it would be, but it would be weird because I'd be like, oh, I don't want her to see it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
What's going on with you? Like, I didn't know. And that's what clicked me, like, uh-oh.
Wow.
Mm.
So funny.
Yeah.
Love that.
Wow.
Mhm.
Ah.
So that's a little,
Huh.
yeah. So yes, you don't, so I didn't know that. You don't want me friends with your sister in that situation.
Okay.
But so let's say you have a really best girlfriend, and she's hot,
Yes.
and
I
you
do have a best girlfriend,
Uh,
and she's hot.
right, but she's straight.
Yeah.
Okay, but what if she's gay? So do you
What if-
you already answered this question that you would
If she was
obviously
gay.
yes, you would want to
Yeah.
would want to
it would be one of those things like, oh, I'll take care of you.
yes.
One of the
But if you cross the line or you
Yeah.
sleep with her, you play around.
Oh no, there's none of that with me. There's no
No,
there's
but
not-
you said
no. What I'm saying is, like, it's either you're in a relationship with me or you're not. So here's a perfect example of that. I had a
Okay.
best friend in school with soccer. And we were, I just took care of her and everything, but I didn't think anything of it. There was no.
was she
this is-
gay?
No.
No,
well,
I'm talking about gay. I'm talking about gay.
Well,
Okay.
I
Anyway, go
thought
ahead.
maybe she was. This is
Oh,
you were
you were
asking me
sure.
if I had a shot, and so
Gotcha.
at the time, I thought I had a shot, and it was a weird thing because it was like she just wanted to mess around, and it was for me. It was like, no, I take care of you now,
Right.
and so it's
Yeah.
not. I don't mess around.
Okay, but what if you have a best girlfriend that's gay?
Right.
Okay. She's your best girlfriend.
I've had. Oh, okay.
Okay, that's what I meant. And you have a best girlfriend that's gay, and you're really, really tight. Like, she's your best friend. You talk to her 20 times a day, but she's gay, and you're attracted to her. I know you said,
We
you
would be together.
you would want to.
We would be together if I talked to her 20 times a day.
But
I'm attracted.
But would that ruin the relationship? Would you? So you would go into a relationship,
Oh.
become her, you'd be girlfriends, but don't.
Because in a relationship like that, if somebody was gay and I talked to her 20 times a day, that means I got a good rapport. And why are we not together? That would be stupid. Why we're not together?
Ah,
Yeah, that would just be like she
Like-
would have to not be into you.
Yeah,
then.
like we're
Yeah.
just not into each other.
Yeah.
Right.
That would, because why wouldn't we?
Yeah, why
That's
wouldn't
like
they
you
be together?
meeting somebody
What
that
if you had
really
a
click
few
with?
cocktails one night and you?
That's like soccer
And-
days that we all messed around a few cocktails at night.
No, but I mean a
What?
serious friend, like a best friend. Like a
No,
really good,
because
like you have a few cocktails one night, you get really wasted, and you're
okay,
like,
so
I don't know, you watch porn together. Who cares? Whatever. I don't know. What do you?
I don't.
What, no, you wouldn't watch it with the best friend.
I don't know what kind of. I haven't
Sorry.
done that at all. With
Okay.
any of my friends.
Forget I said that. Okay, so
We
so-
go shopping.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking at it from a straight person's point of view.
Even with my
So-
soccer friends, I didn't.
Enough about the soccer friends.
do,
You
I'm
really
looking
you miss them. Don't
Okay,
you?
so what are we trying to figure out?
I'm
here?
trying to figure out if your best friend, you have a best
A
friend
gay
that's
best
gay,
friend,
a best
okay.
friend that's a lesbian,
Yep.
and you
the
have
only
a few
time that we
cocktails
wouldn't
one
be
night,
together.
and you have a few cocktails one night,
Uh-huh.
you cross the line. Does it ruin your relationship? Do you go back to being friends? Do you,
Okay, I see
just
what
like
you're
a
saying.
straight couple,
Like a- like
straight-
two- like-
straight people.
Like me or
I'm friends with the
Okay.
guy
guy.
and a girl, and they're close friends, and then they
Yes.
bang. Would
Yes.
it
Like,
ruin
I'm-
it? Yeah,
yes.
probably.
It happens
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
does.
Mhm.
Okay, that
Okay,
was
got
my
it,
question.
got it.
Sorry,
All the time.
I was kind of
I thought you were asking.
roundabout.
Right.
no,
I
no,
thought-
okay.
Right.
and so just like if I was if I'm best friends with the guy and he's hot and it's the same. It's
Just
Yeah,
like
it
if
could
you're
ruin
best
it.
friends
I
with a
wouldn't,
guy and
but
he's
he would
hot,
kinda,
you
like
guys
we
are
already
both
said,
straight, and
yeah.
you talk 20 times a day. Why aren't you dating? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
yeah, but then sometimes you sleep together and it sucks, or
Oh, then
sometimes
that's different.
You wake
Then you
up,
got a
you wait, you
platonic
have a few
friend.
cocktails, and the next day you're like, oh my god, what do we do?
You got a platonic friend.
And then you're like, no, we got to go back to being friends. Does it ruin it? It's difficult. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah,
it
for
is
sure.
very slippery slope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very,
absolutely.
very.
You have to be careful, but it's just you.
But
I'm still on the. You go
my-
back to your house and you're watching porn with my friend.
sorry. Well, I've done that.
Hey,
I've actually watched
that's
porn.
my thing. That's
no,
how I
I've
get
act-
them back to my
I
house.
brought it up because I have actually watched porn with straight guys that were really good friends, like my
Never.
old roommates.
What?
Like they
Oh,
put on
I have a-
porn, they put on porn. They're like, "Let's watch porn," and I'm like, "All right, yeah, put it on. Who cares?" But obviously, I
Yeah.
slept with one of them, so I
Yeah.
must have done something. Anyway, but
Yeah, no.
wait, I got off.
I've never done that. I'm gonna-
Really?
I've never done no.
Hmm. Very interesting.
Oh, one time in high school, all my friends. All my friends got into the bed, and then there was one of my friends was dating a guy, and she wasn't into him, and he wanted to see her with other women, and they were messing around. We were messing around, but not serious. We were
Mhm.
just, and all I remember is I was like, "Uh-oh." That was the night I figured, "Uh-oh, I have one of my friends." I was like, "I think I have a crush on her." Yeah, so
Oh.
that happened, and
Mhm.
then we went. Then she kind of had a crush on me, and then it was like it turned out to be like, oh no, this isn't gonna work.
Not
And
gonna
then-
right.
So that's a perfect example of
Okay.
then we went separate ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but still remain friends. We're
Yeah.
fine. We're friendly.
Well,
we
that's
just
good.
weren't into each
because
other.
the majority of the
I just
guys
did
I was
not.
friends with, and cross,
Mm.
cross. I say I don't want to say cross the line. I don't like saying that, but it mostly ruined our friendship.
Yeah.
For
I think
sure.
that is probably the case most of the time.
Mm.
Because then it's just weird afterwards.
right.
And if I personally was
Yeah.
married, I want to say I wouldn't have a problem with it. That I would be secure enough and trust him enough.
Mm.
But I think I would. Because I think it's weird
Yeah.
A lot of my straight friend
if
girlfriends,
I'm not with them.
Right.
they will when we're out having drinks and stuff. They will make passes all the time. They always like, I want to see how it is to kiss a girl, and a lot of them will do that. Like my friends that I went to school with, that I was like, we had a class reunion, and it was so weird because it was later and it was awful, and all I remember is like my friends were asking me all these weird questions,
Mhm.
and then they were coming up and just I want to see. So that does
See
happen.
what?
I
Your
want. What
badge?
is it?
What?
Can you?
Your
What
boobs?
is?
Okay. But they want to
wanna see
I
your
want to
badge.
see your badge at the bar. So I said, "All right."
So I said, sure.
let me see yours. No,
Does
they
that-
were just like,
I'll
hey,
show you mine if I show you
hey,
yours.
you want to kiss? Like that kind of thing. You know,
Does that bother you, or are you just like, whatever?
I think it's funny. I used to think it was funny, like
Yeah.
flirts night. Like Like that.
Oh,
yeah,
the nightclub.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
crazy stuff.
Oh, that was crazy.
But that was fun. That was fun. That
Okay.
was having a boyfriend and messing
Yeah.
You
around.
brought that up. I was friends with one of the bouncers, like really good friends. I
Mm.
had a boyfriend. We broke up, and he's pretty hot. He's a good looking guy, and we were like such good friends. And we broke, and boom, he went right in,
Right in there.
right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dudes are just waiting. They're
Show-
waiting for that relationship.
Show them your badge.
Yeah.
Show them your badge.
Yeah.
They're yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dudes are always waiting for that.
But it ruined our. It
You
didn't
want it.
ruin our relation. It did at the time ruin our relation. We dated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you'd even call it that. It was kind of like booty call most of the time, and like all of a sudden it was like weird. Like we weren't best friends anymore. It was like we not booty call, but oh, meet me at the bar, and then and then we go and
Yeah,
do
there
whatever.
was a weird
It was-
other level to it now.
It wasn't. We didn't. The
So there
relationship
you
was
go. You
broken. It was.
cannot
But
remain
now,
friends.
how many years later, 30 years later, 25 years later, we're actually really good friends again, which is funny. He's married and has kids, but
Yeah.
we're really good friends.
Like
I
you
can
and
see
Johnny
that
are
after the
friends.
time
You
passes.
guys,
Yeah, we're
you
really
guys
good
are
friends.
perfect. Like
yeah, but we had a little we had an attraction in the beginning, drinking and out and ha.
there you have it, ladies
And
and,
then-
gentlemen.
Mhm.
You cannot
You
and
cannot be
remain
friends.
And no, you
just
can.
friends.
No, you can. And we never did anything
Uh.
because we both realized like we're really good friends. It was no, why are you
Nothing?
What are you doing? No. And we're really good friends. And
Seeing
we're
what
not,
base you
and we're
went
not
to.
no, and we're not crossing that line.
Oh,
No. Stop it. That's gross. All right. So anyway, moral of the story is married
No, it doesn't
married
work.
men
so you can't have women friends.
and
Yeah.
married
Andrew,
women
absolutely
cannot
not.
have.
Nope.
Elle, it turns out you can.
I don't know. Yes, I can now.
I think it's I guess it could be different for everybody. Like it maybe you can, but
As long as I'm not attracted to them sexually.
Yeah, I
Right.
think
Yeah.
that's a big part of
As
it.
long as they don't,
Absolutely.
But
Communication,
communication, boundaries,
Mhm.
boundaries.
expectations.
Mhm.
Okay.
We solved it.
All right, we got
solved
it.
We solved
From the college
Married
kids.
men and women stay away from
Mhm.
single
Yeah.
or even married, going.
Hide your
You
sisters.
can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and hide your sisters from Lili.
And hide your sisters from lightning because she'll strike.
She'll swoop in.
She'll strike. Waboo. Okay. We're gonna do a quote of the day.
Oh, you have a good one.
Gasm
You have
of
a great
gasm
one.
of the week. I'm sorry, it's a
Oh,
gasm of the
gasm
week
of the
now.
week.
Yeah.
Yes,
Gasm of the
gasm of the
week.
week now.
I had a gasm of
Oh.
the week that a cardinal flew right out of a tree, right over to me, and landed behind me.
Yes,
Gave me a blessing and left.
That's awesome.
fantastic.
Yes, that's
They say
a life
cardinals
gasm.
are usually somebody from your
Yes.
past that's died.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
I don't know if
Exactly.
that means
Gasm,
anything to you,
baby.
but that's what they say.
No,
about
I totally
cardinals.
believe that, and I absolutely believe that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
My life gasm. I talked with a really cool kid, and he showed me what I was capable of. Not nothing to do.
Oh,
He's a really good kid. He's a
Oh.
kid.
Oh.
And he showed me by talking to me, he was really receptive to the podcast and what it was
Oh,
about.
Oh, totally
And-
different.
Yeah.
You and I were
yeah,
way
You guys would
different.
think it's sex.
Way
No,
different.
no.
Okay, never
And
mind.
he, I was like, oh my God. And he's so intelligent and mature. I was like, where'd you come from? And it like gave me such a good feeling. I was like, this young kid is like, boosting the old lady.
That's
it was
right.
great.
You're
Yeah, it was great.
amazing. You should
It
know
was-
that.
Yeah,
You should know that.
it was cute.
That's a
Yeah.
great gasm of the week.
Yeah, it was good. Okay, so gasm quote of the week is I haven't memorized it, so I have to look it up.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, G came through with that.
Yeah, Big
Gee.
G came through with
Fine.
He's
our-
a good man,
our
and he's
quote
being
of the
a
week,
good
our
boyfriend.
gasm of the
Yeah.
week.
I like this.
Did you guys have any life gasms this week or today or
G, nothing.
no?
What do you?
Not a beautiful sunset.
Oh, I think you
or a
said I'm
beautiful
thinking about soup.
sunrise or a beautiful
Oh, a soup. He had a good
moment.
soup.
or you had a beautiful meal.
Beautiful meal.
I don't know, something. Anything.
Gee.
A lifegasm. All right, never mind.
All right.
Andrew, did you have anything?
Did I have a gasm of the week? Did I? I don't think so. No, I went to but I went to therapy yesterday
Yes.
with my wife, which was awesome.
Yes.
And then I am going to individual therapy and starting that again on Thursday, and I think that'll be helpful. So that is my
Well,
gasm of the week.
yes, that
Self-improvement.
is very good.
Self-improvement,
Self-improvement,
awesome.
baby.
My God, I
Mhm.
love that.
That's a really
Love
good
that.
gasm.
Oh, now you want to.
Yeah, no, no.
Oh, now he
come on.
wants to
remember.
gasm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Now
went
you
to
wanna
my friend's
gasm.
birthday party, and it was just appetizer after appetizer. Beautiful food. It was just appetizer after
And you were like,
appetizer.
yum, yum, yum. Yum,
Yeah,
yum, yum.
I mean, I ate a lot. 4 virgin pina coladas.
Oh,
Hey.
oh, hey.
It was all free.
Oh,
Oh,
there you
that was the best
go.
one.
Perfect lifegasm.
All right.
I like it.
All right. That was great. Okay.
Quote of the day.
So, quarter of the
Week.
We're doing quarter of the week, gasm of the week.
Right.
Friendship is always a sweet responsibility, never an opportunity.
Boom. I love that.
Perfect.
I love it.
Boom.
All right.
We'll see you next week,
Wait, wait, wait.
everybody.
We got to plug the social.
Ooh.
Yes, we're going to plug the socials. We'll see you next week, but you plug the socials. That's your job.
Okay, awesome. So
This
on YouTube, watch the full video episodes. It's Lifegasm Podcast on YouTube. And then follow us on Instagram, Lifegasm_podcast. Follow us on TikTok, Lifegasm_podcast. And then finally on X, Lifegasm Podcast.
I love it.
Like, follow, download,
Share.
and share. And comment, please give us questions. And you can find us on Spotify and Apple. Podcast.
Anywhere you get your pods.
If you
Anywhere
want to
get
be
your
friends
pods.
with Elle,
She is open to it.
she's open to
Hit
it.
me up. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.